Something rises when something falls. That is how Spirit started out this reading. And as so many things and so many old belief systems, old structures of with all the restrictions we lived in, and people realizing the freedom that they once had, or the freedom that they've never had, that never existed because they've been self-imprisoned, is being highlighted right now. So what I do feel is a lot of people are coming into their Lilith energy. And, you know, Lilith, if you don't know the story of Lilith, you can go on TikTok and watch a few videos, or I'm sure YouTube has one, or Google. But to basically brief you, Lilith was, from how the story is told, Lilith basically was one who was banished away because she wasn't just going to be, I guess you could call, the good wife type of thing. And if you think about it generationally, and how you hear a lot of women say, or even I've heard men say this, they don't make women like my grandmother anymore. Women saying, I'm not my grandmother, I'm not my grandmother, or, even for men, or however you identify, just feeling like I'm not going to put up with what the elders put up with. I know that I have a choice. I know that, yes, there are beautiful things about certain parts of the structure of relationships and family and of identities in the past, but there's a lot of toxicity in it, right? And, rightfully so, this energy being brought in during Libra season for us to find the balance in what it is that we are bringing in, as allowing to rise within us as the fall is happening in so many areas in society and in our lives. So it's pretty amazing. It would be a good time for you to look at yourself and say, what do I identify as someone what makes someone a good person, in my opinion? What makes someone a bad person? Why haven't I explored this or that? Because I've thought about it and never done anything with those thoughts and feelings. And how can I begin to open myself up and explore certain things? Because as you rise into the duality of who you are, and your softest era and your feminine energy, but also I'm trying to figure out the word to use for the Lilith energy, I feel, because to me, Lilith, being pushed aside, basically being abandoned, and all of that energy, when in reality, from how the story is told, that's who, he wanted. But I guess in whatever conditioning he may have received, or however it went, he chose to go with the good old Eve, who I guess in turn also was like, hey, eat that apple. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get all biblical. I'm just giving you bits and pieces of what I know about the story. But my point is, there is such a breakthrough happening where it almost feels like animalistic in a good way, and animals have, unless you animals, when you take them out of their natural habitat, right, It can be very depressing for them, very confusing. How things were in this old structure of this realm, and capitalism and all the money and this and the American dream and the white picket fence and two-parent household and this and that, and it's all changed so much, right? And with those changes, in order for us to adjust, to pretend that these changes aren't happening is foolish, to look at things and know that you are going to have to change, shift, and adjust is acceptance. So there's a deep need to look at things and find your acceptance in them, because your natural abilities and natural habits, just like animals know how to get food, they know how to do certain things. They know when there's danger. They know this, they know that. Their intuition, they intuitively have this feeling because they're in their natural habit. A lot of us haven't been in our natural state of being. And, the ego is not bad. The ego is needed in certain ways. And the ego, in my opinion, should be embraced. It doesn't mean, of course, I try my best to ride out many situations from the heart center, but it doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes, my shadow has to be present, and my ego needs, and I need my ego, because after all, I am not trying to master anything. I am trying to ride this human experience out, right? Because I'm not going to be here forever, and allow my soul to be in a space of freedom, acceptance, and alignment with the flow, surrender, but the duality of things is needed. So there is a big sense of duality coming in the energy right now. A lot of ringing in the ears, a lot of upgrades happening. I don't feel like, necessarily, it's all about you with your wording. I feel like wording is really important, especially right now, and how the word feels to you. Once again, what feels good or bad to you? Download, no, we're not going down anymore. To me, like, we're just going upgrades. We're getting messages. We're being fed energy. It's so interesting because from the angel deck, I ended up picking Trust the Universe. So that's literally where we are. Like I said, our soul, surrender, awareness. What are we doing here? Okay, kind of thing. But we're in this transition where we're being guided to really explore the depths of ourself and who we really are in totality. There's good... I don't feel guided to pick those up. Sometimes I'll be like, that's a sign. No, it was 15 cards. And the truth is, I'm doing this message, but I was tired from last night. All right, so we're probably going to be really horny during this time. Because the energy is heightening our sacral chakras. And so dancing, moving your hips. But be cautious always who you're gifting your energy and your body to. It just protect yourself sexually and energetically as well. Okay. I haven't used this deck in a long time. Oh, God. I mean, let's be honest, death is never easy. And as so much changes, and a lot of people are at a breaking point in their life where they feel like they're breaking down. But in order for things to be made anew, just like if you see there's a pothole in the street, and in order for them to fix that pothole, they break the shit up out of the street, right? They have to break it up to make it new again. And sometimes shit falls apart to come back together the way it was supposed to, and it was a faulty foundation. We had a lot of faulty foundations in our life. And the first card that came out was Suffering in Silence, but it has the number 9 on it, and 9 is completion. See, number 9, completion, and she's looking out, and she made it. But she made it to the top of the mountain, you know, and she sees that there's a new day. She's looking out at the sun. And I've seen this card so many times, but this card seems so hopeful to me because it's saying that you've come to the top, you know, you've arrived. And I know that for so long you suffered in silence, but now you are cultivating and being called to create and seek and ask God, ask universe, ask Mother Nature, whatever you resonate with, whatever your deities or, you know, are, and ask for help, your ancestors, whatever, and say, like, I need my soul tribe. I want to align, I need to align with my tribe so that, you know, this next part of your journey, you don't have to anymore. And how I was talking about the foundation and things being broken apart to come back together, we also got patience and firm foundation. Firm foundation. Well, look at that. This is 1, 4, and 4. That's 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So there's another 9. The seed was planted. You know, she's holding the seed, or he or whoever this is holding the seed. And look at how it's planted and growing from her hand, you know. That's amazing. That's how powerful. You are the root. You are the soil. You know, everything you seek is within. It's your belief system. You know, so, and if you are running around pointing fingers at everyone instead of going within, yeah, you got to heal and acknowledge those feelings, but you got to be honest with yourself about your shit, you know? So the firm foundation part, a lot of people may be finding themselves going to the gym or strengthening their body, so on and so forth, Pilates, yoga. But I also feel like it's letting us know that, you know, you've built a strong spine. You've built a strong foundation now to hold things together because your foundation is you. You've embraced you. That's so amazing. That's embracing God. That's saying that I am the magic of the universe. I am worthy. I am rich. I am abundant. It's all here. It's all here. It's all here. It's all here. It's all the magic within. You know, so that comes through these transitions. So death and the maiden. Invasion, boundaries violated, dominance. Lots of endings regarding relationships, partnerships, friendships, lots of fucking endings. You know, this fucking skeleton is like, hey, how are you? Let me suck your soul so you can be dead like me. You know, and she's and she's nervous and she looks dead inside and depressed. Like, how do I get out of this? Well, then we got powerful personal growth. So this looks like the same girl too, ironically. I haven't used this deck in so long. And then look at this girl. It's the same girl. but it represents personal growth. So you are going to have that strength. If you've been thinking about, how do I leave this behind? How do I cut this person off? Or you feel like you've been eggshelling some shit, like walking around, it's about to shift. The final card we got is Ace of Cups. New relationships, celebrations, love, new beginnings. Ace of Cups. Look at that. You're going to be poured into. In every way, your flow is going to open up. If you haven't been doing the work, take this message as it resonates. Because if you haven't been doing the work, you better get on it, because the ship fucking leaves at a certain time, and you can pause your blessings by avoiding doing the work. Because then you don't have the belief that you deserve. I was talking to someone recently who wants to model. And, they're really beautiful and they absolutely can. But I was like, even if you got a modeling job right now, do you think you're ready? And they were like, yeah, why not? I was like, because you're in a low place emotionally. And if you're not working on that space, how do you arrive and show up with that energy surrounded by you? And, yeah, you don't have to be perfect. Don't get me wrong. No. Progress. That's what you need. But if you're not putting any progress into your belief system, then that rooted belief, when the opportunity comes, it's going to be hard for you to receive it. So you could still get your blessing, but to be able to receive it with open arms will feel even better for you. So make sure you're pouring into you. And if you'd like to book a personal session, the link will be down below. And I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you soon.